Good morning, traders. How are you? This is Ben with Vessel Futures Trading. We just opened the whole entire Discord for everybody for a limited time. We've never done this before. Our private channels, our mentorship zone, VIP signals, pro trader insight, and everything is unlocked for you to guys general see and educate yourself. You can see the Discord over here, the general text chatting chats where you can see the general chat is happening, people dropping comments and show their reflects their results. Of course, the lounge area and the live daily market overview that we basically broadcasting every day, along with trading buddies, a channel that basically open for new traders to meet other traders, educate themselves, meet other traders, and basically introduce themselves wherever they trading from. Community is growing. I want to thank all the new traders that jump on the server. It's a pleasure to see this server keep on growing. Of course, the live trading signals are now open for another entire week. As we saw, that was very helpful in the past week. Of course, the market was very volatile, and we want to help the community as much as possible. So the live trading signal channel is going to be open for you guys for another additional week. For you to tap along, and basically not only you'll be able to seize the opportunity in real time, but you also have the link to our charts where you can see our full setup. Of course, chart of the week is also there for you to guys to upload your charts, get a full analysis, as basically premium members and VIP members have the joy to do so. Live funding account as well. We're taking the funded accounts and basically analyze them, getting a prize for the number one winner. Everybody's posting their own funded account successes, and of course, those of you did not successful also have the wins and losses channel for analyze how to perform better, what analyze our mistakes, etc. So of course the chat is happening, is live. Of course, more traders getting in every day, and it's a pleasure. And of course, if you're not part of this community, I highly recommend for you to tap along, especially this week, as this channel completely open. You will be able to see all the channels on the left side and basically navigate through the server. So that's my gift to you guys as our community is growing, and it's a pleasure to see that, and I hope we can continue growing with a quality performance. Let's talk about today a bit about the NASDAQ contract. Let's see how we're gonna basically have the potential to grow within the market. So those of you who've been trading last week, of course, have the chance to have the pleasure to basically shorted the market. Nothing was really surprising. It was said many times before. We always see the news implemented within the graph, and there's no surprises. Basically, the correction came in a form of a huge candle right here that we see it in the weekly interval. And let's analyze where today is going to head out and where it possibly can go, and how we can benefit both short in the market and long in the market. So looking on the NASDAQ contract, we still see we are in an uptrend. Of course, we did not break any new lows. We basically have marked this red line over here as a part of the correction that expected to be. We was looking for the price basically to do exactly the movement that they do right now, shorting possibly all the way to the red line, which was basically a supply that was break before. And we analyzed this, of course, a couple of months ago. Ever since the tariff speech right here, we shorted the market right there. And we shorted the market all the way down and took the long position, and basically give a full analysis on the scope why we still long in the market, even though we was basically was in a couple of supplies area. We knew it's gonna break it before and basically breach all the way up, reach the major supply, break it, and what we expected it to see basically a small correction that they're doing right now is possibly land on the demand, the supply that turns into demand, and then long in the market from there. So within the day interval, we wanted to see how does it look. So we see over here more clear. Basically, this is the supply that was break before, and the market was rallying all the way up, reached a certain level that he can no longer basically the sellers was getting into the market, and it started to short it, and it's a natural behavior for the price to basically react. the price to react. And what we saw last week is basically right here. We saw that the price was reaching out to a demand area, and in this area we had only two possibilities: either to long the market and do nothing, just because this area was virgin and never touched before. We was basically have more validation to basically get into a long position. Basically the price over here reached the demand. We see a struggle candle right here, and now the market is longing. Basically we want to see it continues to long at least until the next supply area, but it's not the last case. We're still within the day. We see we are still in a short mining position, so we're gonna look for the short position possibly. Maybe the price also gonna basically reach out to this area again. 15 minutes interval, we have a short we have a basically supply area right here, and we're looking to the price either to breach it and continue with the long over here. I'm gonna try to right here, basically either long it and short it from here, or long it up the way to this supply and then see how it reacts. Maybe break the supply. According to the weekly interval, we're still in the uptrend, but likability for this to happen is still far away. What we're looking to see is basically how to short the market from this 15 minutes interval and see how the price behave when it reaches back to the demand, if it breaks it or not. And of course, as I mentioned before, you have the alerts channel for you open. You don't have to be glued to the screen in order for you to get into the position. Once the price will reach the supply, we will get live signals that now the price sits on a supply, either it breaks it or not, and we know how to basically get into position according to this. We still have to keep in mind that according to the weekly interval, I'm going to jump back again to the weekly interval just to show you what we're talking about in a sec. So in the weekly interval, we still see how the price basically reached the demand, but it does have another demand over here on the weekly interval. That's already go below the supply area. So we don't expect it to fully go all the way down there, just because we see this struggle candle, and we see how the price basically on the weekly interval keep on rallying. So we understand we're still in the uptrend, so the favorite position of the day will be take a long position. How we know that? We basically reach from a demand to supply and then right back into the demand, and we see now the market is basically start slowly progressively reach out to breaking this candle over here. It means that the market is still going to try to push upwards. So as long as the market didn't have a struggle in this candle, it means that the market is not going to be shorted down more. So we have a higher validation to take the long position of the day. I'm jumping back to the 4 hours interval. With the 4 hours interval, we can basically see where we land, and what we see over here is the price rallying to the 15 minutes area. Right now, we're not going to chase any position. It's 9:47. The market is still not formed completely the market profile. We always wanted to trade it after 10:30 when the market profile is more firm. We know where to take the next long or short position. So therefore, right now, according to the 4 hours interval, we don't have an entry point. If you enter with us within the night, basically is risking $725 in order to gain 6,000, almost 6,400. So congratulations to you. Of course, those being covered with the Discord group and the private channels. So I'm very happy for you guys. If you did it, congratulations. As always, I'm gonna put the disclaimer. As always, this is not a substitution for financial advice. You should always consult with your financial advisor. Let's jump on current right now to the 15 minutes interval. If you're a day trader, I want to show you basically what we did over here. So we know that we came from a major demand. The market is obviously going to keep on rallying all the way up to this point. We drew up two trade lines, basically the short and the long, represented in red and green. Ever since basically this top hat, we understand we shorted the market. We also understand that we came now to a long basically position out of the demand pool, and we see how the price flip in reverse, and we draw another trade line, and we see as long as we did not cross this red line, we're still in a long position. That basically creates us the validation that the position that we talked about in the 4 hours interval, where we risk only 725 in order to cap 64,000. So that's great. We're still in a long position. We see how the market now basically breach out this supply area, and we see this 15 minutes interval so 15 minutes supply pool. On the top, we see how the price trying to reach it, but we wanted to see is basically the price doing this movement, breach up from this supply, landing back on the supply again, which created a new demand. And from here we can take another long position possibly over here, see how the price behave within this interval, either flip in reverse and we can short the market, or it breaks it and we're going to look for the same pattern, basically break it, land back on the supply, which is going to turn into demand and go along with the long position over here. So this is already 2 or 3 position we guys stationed for you over here. If we're looking on the profiles, and we see basically how now represented in reddish yellowish is the day profile, and represented in the blue we see the night profile, and we see the night profile is created small D shape, and it's been trading at least in the range of the day. But we see we have a short tip on the top, which basically give us another validation why we should stay in the long position. And we see now the market rallies and the day profile start to be formated. So right now, again, we're not chasing in a position as always. We're gonna keep on covering the market within the Discord channel. As I mentioned before, the Discord channel now completely open for you for a whole week. If you want to experiment how to trade, nothing beats this. Right now we have a firm community, many traders on the server, many traders tagging along to the server. Join it as long as it's free for you to get the full experience. And as always, I'm gonna see you in the next market overview. I wish you successful trading, and I see you also on the Discord group to further analyze those positions. Have a beautiful and successful day.